So we're ready, here we go. Motor's all ready to go. It's just amazing, look at this. There we go, we're motoring and it's super eerie. The lake is like glass and we are just gliding along. Let's get a nice shot of buoy number 3. It's really eerie. So let's go into the middle of the lake and see what it's like. You can see the sun trying to burn through, and actually I would say it's nowhere near as foggy as it was, but as you can see up front we have got no visibility. There, that buoy, I don't know if you can see marker B, literally just came out of the blue then. So we're just going to come round, let's see, and we're going to try and go down the lake a little bit, see what we can find. There's the faintest little ripple on the water. Oh, I thought I could hear something there. The faintest little ripple on the water now. You know, there's supposed to be forecast some nice wind later on, so let's hope there's some sailing then. Look at that, it's beautiful. It's really peaceful. It is nice motoring, especially with an electric motor. There's a sun reflecting off the lake there. Look at that. But yeah, we've just passed Bouy. Don't know if you can make that out, right in the middle of the screen there. And we're kind of heading more into the lake. I'm now looking for, well, there'll be Bouy D, and we're looking for the weather station, because then I'm going to take a left, or we're going to turn to port, and we're going to try and find the Bala camping beach, because that will be a challenge. So that's what we're going to do. The sun's really brightening up. You can actually feel the sun, the warmth of it. I've just seen the roof of what I think is the red house on the left there, but we are still in a Pea Souper. Look at this. Doing quarter speed. There's Bouy D. I don't even know if you can see that on the camera. I'm just going to turn a little bit, go down the lake. It's really eerie. I mean, I don't know if you can see, there's kind of dark patch along there, which is, I don't know, probably from maybe a cloud, slightly thicker cloud, and the sun's casting almost like a shadow, or it could be a gust. But either way, we are kind of passing through it. It feels like there's going to be like a big ghost ship or a submarine emerge from underneath. It's quite eerie. So we're doing 4.7, 4.8 miles an hour. If we just kick the, I think what I might do, I might just kick the speed up a little, see how fast we can go. Let's just get this there. So that's showing just about half power. We've gone from 4.7 to 5.1. I did see 5.2 a minute ago. So let's pump it up. Let's just do full power. There we go, full power. We are making the biggest waves on the lake at the moment, and then we're getting 5.6 miles an hour, which is 4.8 knots. Yeah, it's about right, yeah. Well, it must be right. I mean, we are shifting. There's zero visibility. I can just see a buoy or something coming up in the distance there. And this is sort of the danger of going too quickly in this weather. Because, you know, things suddenly emerge. And you don't get much notice of them or warning of them. Here we are, having a little look at Bouy. I think that might be 9. Is that 9? It's hard to tell. The number's on the other side. It's hard to tell where the wind's actually coming from. So I'm just gonna sit here. The buoys look all new and nice. Yeah, Bouy 9. The buoys look all scrubbed and cleaned. Start to see some ripples on the water now. Look at this. These waves are actually me. These bigger waves. It's really eerie. You can hear some traffic on this road that goes along there. If it wasn't for that, then it'd be quite eerie. It's 9 o'clock in the morning now, so it's, yeah, it's fairly, you know, there's people about. So, but as you can see, could almost be in the middle of the sea and you wouldn't know. Yeah, if you look at this, we're drifting down from marker 9. So actually the wind's coming from the north of the lake. That's a really grumpy wind. You can see the sun is shining. Hello summer, or nearly summer here. It's March, middle of March. We've got maybe another month before things start getting warm, but this afternoon is supposed to be 14 or 15 degrees, which for a northerner is pretty much summertime. Bouy 9 just gone whizzing by. Let's just go back round again. Whee, that's a good one. And we're going to go back up or down the lake, full power. See what speed we get this way. Oh, got our own waves, we're just bouncing over here. Oh, I've missed that. I've missed the boat bouncing over waves and all this splashing and whatnot. So this way we've got 5.5. So it's not really making any difference to the speed really. So I think the motor's ploughing through. It's probably hull speed limiting us. And look at that, we're right close to the shore here. Did I realise? Of course the giveaway was Bouy 9, odd numbers are this shore, letters in the middle, and even numbers are on the, how would you put it, the sort of the west shore. The sun is officially out, so I've just stopped in the middle of the lake here. I think it's at that moment just to do a very short ceremony for the season. So I've got my whiskey here. I've actually had this whiskey, oh my god, like 7-8 years. I bought it up when I did a little motorbike tour in Scotland. Here's to a safe season, but a season still full of adventure and full of great times. This one's for Neptune. This one's for the boat. And this one's for me. Safe voyage. Mochyn. Wow. We can't see anything now at all. Like, I literally don't know where I am. So I'm actually going to use Google Maps to have a little look where we are. As you can see, I had no idea we were that close to shore. I don't know if you can see the little, see if I can turn the brightness up a bit. That we are here, and there's the shore there. Now Bala camping beach is here, so we need to, well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to head for the shore. To be fair, we must be close to the west shore because I can hear sheep for one, and cars on that road. We are fairly close. You can see now, look, I'll try and get a good angle on there. What I can see is me on there actually, but you can see we are getting very close to land. And that is absolutely crazy. Ah, I've just spotted cows or sheep over there. Don't know if you can make them out. I'm going to turn into them. They're almost dead ahead now in the centre of the screen. Look at that. I mean, look, if you look over there, you can't see a thing. If you look ahead, you can start to make out trees. And I don't know if you can see those sheep, but, oh, see, I'm now getting worried about the depth here. So can you see the sheep? I often wonder how the animals must love it here in the winter. There's no humans around, and then March, April comes and there's men like me in boats, children on canoes and windsurfers, all hell breaks loose. But that's crazy, isn't it? How quickly, if I was doing something else, like just tying something off or something, that would have appeared really quickly. And if I was going, you know, any speed, I could quite easily run aground there. That's crazy, isn't it? Right, let's make our way to Bala Beach. Let's see how quickly we lose visibility. You can still just about make the tree line out, and the sheep stick out because they're white. I can only now barely see the tree line, and now, oh, it's very hard. I think I can only see it because I know it was there, and that's it, and then nothing. Look at that. And then ahead of us, because of the sun, it's like whited out. It's almost like when you go snowboarding. That was a long time ago now for me. So we're kind of navigating via Google Maps. And I know here we should, oh, no it is. There's the weather station over there. Let's go and head for it. Oh, that's a breeze suddenly come. Now my powerboat level 2 training last year taught me a lot about how to approach things. So what we're going to do is approach this, and we're going to try and dock up to it in the right way. Now it's going to be a little bit hard because I'm having to stretch for the tiller, because if I sit in the back, the whole boat just tilts one side and it's awful. So what we do is we come up to where we want to maybe touch or dock to, and if we're unsure of how things are happening, we just stop near and we work out where we're moving. Now that will tell us which way the tide's going, so we'll know which way to approach. So we want the tide against us, because that will give us control without having to go into reverse. You don't really want to go into reverse in a boat. It's so easy to reverse in this with the electric motor, but reversing is not great in a boat. Now we know that the stern of this boat likes to point itself to the wind and the tide, and we are turning, as you can see. I'm trying to keep the camera nice and still, and we are turning, and we're coming away. We seem to be coming away from this. Now if you wanted to be double sure, you could take some trig points, so maybe 3 points. 2 would be enough for a rough idea, but 3 stationary points on the shore, and you can actually take a proper bearing, and then maybe 60 seconds to a minute to 2 minutes later take another bearing, and you'd be able to see which way you're going that way as well. And that's how you talk to anchor. You can see the wind is now picking up. Look, there's some nice ripple on the water. You could probably just about sail in this now. So I think the tide is coming from that way. So the next thing you do is you look at where you're docking, and you should be able to see where the tide, the opposite side to where the tide is hitting the object, should be a little bit calmer. In high tide there'll be like a little, almost a little divot of water, and you should see the water sort of pushing up against it. And you can see here that I think there's a nice calm area here, so it would indicate the tide is coming from that direction. That's concurred with the way the boat's roughly positioning. So that's what I'm going to do. So let's get a nice controllable amount of power. Let's not go too quickly. And we're going to approach to the left of that little, of where the tidal, you know, where we can see the tide coming. So if I go really slow here, and as we're turning the boat now into this, I need a little bit more power to turn the boat. So you can see now I'm turning the boat bow in. We're going to aim for the left solar panel, literally, so we don't get pushed on to where we want to, you know, dock to. And we don't have to race, but because we're on a lake and we're not really in any, you know, it's not dangerous here really, we can push on a little bit. I was doing this in the River Mersey with, I'm not kidding you, 6-foot waves. Now you can see, because there's no real tide on the lake, it takes a long time for the boat to sort of stop. So we're doing okay. This is fine. We're still closing. Now in the sea or in a river, you know, with a good tide and a flow, we would be perhaps, you would switch the engine off and you'd almost stop straight away, whereas here you don't. So I'm using really tiny movements, and I'm a little bit broadside now, which I'm not mega happy about, but I'm a little bit rusty by all accounts. There we go. And we're just going to come up, look, nice and beautiful. The tide here is so shallow, it's so small that you can't really do the coming alongside and holding the boat. But there we go. And I can use, I've got this righting line that I can just cast out here. This will do. and we'll just tie ourselves off. Quite hard to do with one hand, and that should see us docked. So now we know where the weather station is, we've got a good chance of finding the shore, because we know it's literally east from here. And actually you can see the sun's starting to burn a lot of the fog off, so we'll have a little, oh yeah, look at that, you can see over here now, look, the fog's lifting and burning off. Such a shame I haven't got the drone. It'd be a brilliant photography for the drone. Land ahoy! But what part of land, I don't know. We are, look at the map, we are so close. Here's the dot and there's the land. We're so close to land. I can start to see some, what I think are camper vans over there. And there's a white buoy. So we're really close to shore now. We need to be a little bit careful. That's the enchanted forest there. I'm trying to steer by leaning the boat a little bit. But we're not getting any joy there. Hang on. So that's the enchanted forest over there. So we missed the beach by 50 meters. Gosh, that's a lot, isn't it? That's a lot. When you consider the lake's, what, 400-500 meters wide. You can now just make out all the boats on the shore there, and the orange boat there. Oh, let's come out the way of that. It's so warm. It is going to be, it's going to be a lovely day. Oh. We are getting a little bit close to the shore here. Looks like they've been a bit busy here. Things look like they've been thinned out a little bit. There's a tree fallen over there. I hope this area remains fairly untouched because it was so beautiful. We're just offshore. It's kind of weird. We're in like this ring of fog now. We've got great visibility, but we're in this sort of little weird Bermuda triangle where it's clear, and it's like the fog is receding back from this shore. Probably is, isn't it? It's where the wind's coming from, I think. So it's probably possibly being blown back over that way. It's remarkable. It's so pretty in its own way. You can see now we're motoring back quite quickly actually, and the fog's all but gone off the lake. The visibility is brilliant now. It kind of, I wish I was recording it because the fog kind of lifted almost suddenly. It was amazing. Really great to get out here. You know, this hour and a half well spent experiencing that. We're motoring at full power. Give the battery and the motor a bit of a once going over. Shake out all the cobwebs. Not that it works like that really. It's fun. That's the real reason. It's still fun to razz about. Depends what mood you're in. The lake is glistening. That's beautiful. I'm finding it really hard to work out where I am. If it wasn't for the white house over there, and then the red house will be up this way in a minute. I'm actually a bit confused because you can normally see loads of boats where my mooring is. Now there are boats down there, but they're right by the harbour, by the sailing club. and there doesn't seem to be any boats moored near me, which normally is like the same old flotilla of 4 or 5 boats that have permanent moorings on the lake, and they're a really good guide to getting in. But it's really weird. Also, I think because I'm here a lot earlier this year than I was last season, so I'm not used to, you know, half the trees haven't got their leaves back yet, so it all looks a little bit bare. Buoy 5, or marker 5. This is kind of, I consider 5 and 4 almost like the little harbour I go through to my standing. And actually, I don't know if you can make out, there is someone sat or stood in the, literally where my trolley is. Don't know what they're doing. We'll go and have a look. And here are the boats. These boats that I thought were by the sailing club are actually here. So I think it's because I'm missing a couple of boats, so the red boats that we know. There's actually, we're going to just slow the engine here, and we're just going to give this little, there's like a heron or something. Just going to come this way. If you can see on the white buoy there, I don't know what that is. I don't think it is a heron. It's like one of those underwater swimming ducks. Just give it a wide berth. It looks like he's having a nice time sat on that little buoy. It's not a buoy, is it? It's an anchor, like an anchor buoy. Oh, there he goes. Sorry, little bird. I have to be careful here. It gets shallow here because there's not as much water as normal. Right. That's a new boat. I haven't seen that one before. And those, they're new. I'm pretty sure they're new as well. Anyway,